Hello, everybody, and welcome to this review of one of the best, if not the best, self development guru in the world. Um, there are many self development teachers, they're all doing great work of teaching and healing and providing people, especially their students, with great tools to lead better lives. There are many, but for this introductory review, I'm gonna review one of them that's, in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best of all. Also, at later stage of this review, I'm gonna go back and review one of the academic texts. So, first of all, I'm gonna review self-development guru, his life, his biography, his life, his books, his accomplishments, what he does, and all of that, his courses, and all of that. And then I'm gonna go back and review one of the academic books. So we'll have a balance of the two, and we'll have a greater understanding of the better life and how to tackle it from different points of views and from different angles. So let's crack on, let's dive deep into that. And first of all, let me introduce Dr. John Demartini. Dr. John Demartini, in my view, is, if not one of the best, he is the best in my view. Well, because I have a special relationship with him, personal relationship with him. I'm not his cousin or anything, but I mean, like, I've seen the guy many times. I attended his courses. I bought all his books and CDs and MP3s, almost all of them. And I believe he provides some great value for people. He has special insights. Nobody else, in my view, provides same value from the same angle. You could say he is a philosopher. He has his own philosophy. He's a mixture of many philosophies, including Stoic philosophy and others as well. He has his own view of how to be better in life, how to look at life from a different perspective, how to change his main signature points, I would say, is the emotional baggage that we have. The emotional baggage that we have. He is saying that any baggage, anything in the past, no matter how far in the past or recent, anything that we still hold a grudge about, that we still not thankful about, if we don't say thank you from the bottom of our heart for every incident that happened in the past, that's gonna be an emotional baggage that will haunt us for the rest of our lives, whether we know it or not. And he promises that by dissolving those emotional baggages that inevitably any one of us have, By dissolving those emotional baggages, we lead a better life, and sometimes a much better life than before. It's it's the difference between night and day. It's not like a slight difference that you feel in your life, but it's a huge difference that you feel you're not the same person, because you don't see, you have different perspective about things, you don't see things in the same way, and you're thinking about the future in a completely different way. He also deals with the future emotions like fear, for example, and that's another thing. So the past, the present, and the present as well, past, present, and future. So he deals with other things. He is a financial consultant. He is a business consultant. He is relationship consultant, and many other things. The guy has read more than, if my memory is correct, more than 40,000 books in his entire life. That's not that's not a small number. 40,000 books is a huge number that anyone can accomplish. And so he's got he's got uh, he's got a thing or two to teach. I'm sure anybody can find some value from this guy. Um, he deals with billionaires, and he teach them things, depending on what they need at the time, probably financial advice, probably relationship advice, probably business advice, or other things. He teach billionaires, he teach the lay person, the normal person, he teach academics, and he teach psychotherapists. Anyone, as I said, who's anyone can draw some value from this guy. He's got something to say. So at the moment, let's go and read about uh, a bit about his life, his biography. First of all, I'd like to recommend this book. Is a life changer. Is a life changer. Is It's called The Breakthrough Experience by Dr. John Demartini. The Breakthrough Experience is a great book. He's gonna change. It's gonna change your life, I'm sure, for the better, of course. In this life-changing book, um, we're gonna read about a little bit about his background first. And in the introduction, he says, "This book has been written to help you break through whatever barriers may be keeping you from experiencing your true and enlightened nature. It presents a completely accessible science and philosophy, as I mentioned before, a completely different science and philosophy. You know, when you listen to some self development gurus, sometimes whatever one says, although it's great teaching, it's great value, but you can find it somewhere else. Somebody else is teaching the same thing. With Dr. John Demartini, you will not find what he's teaching somewhere else. That's the beauty of his teaching methods. And of course, he created um, a specific method called the Demartini method for dissolving the emotional baggages. We'll get to that at a later stage. But what he's saying here, it presents a completely accessible science and philosophy. He is absolutely spot on, and I guarantee you that you will not find his way of dealing with things anywhere else. It is his own way, and for a good reason as well. So, and reveals and explores universal principles that underlie your very existence. Yes. Most important, this is an extremely real and practical manual for understanding why you live the way you do and how to transform your life. Right. So now a little bit about how he got to this great value and great experience. What you're about to read is the synthesis of my 29 years of research and 24 years of clinical experience as a chiropractor, a healer, and professional teacher. And bear in mind that 29 years, it was some years ago, because the book, let's see what year it was out. So that's 2002, was 29 years old. From 2002 to 2000, at the end of 2019, nearly 2020. So that's another, let's say 17, 18 years. So that's nearly 46, 47 years of experience. And please don't take that lightly. It is something. Let's say, for example, if we read for a year and probably we manage 30 books, 50 books, maybe hundreds in some instances, we feel like, wow, we've reached the world, top of the world. Wow, I can teach anybody. That's 1 year, 50 books, 100 books. The guy has got 46, 47 years of intense experience and reading and practical experience as well in his chiropractor, even though it's a slightly different field. Nevertheless, sometimes I read that in his books, that sometimes with chiropractor clients, when he was teaching, when he was practicing as chiropractor, he's not anymore, but when he was practicing as chiropractor, sometimes the solution for his clients, no matter what he does with them, they stay the same. Chiropractor, he does his manipulations and his exercises and everything, but they stay the same until he dissolves his their emotional baggages. Once he does that, they change, they improve, and they heal. So even that, as a chiropractor, somebody might say, well, that's a different field. No, as I said, sometimes with clients, he uses he used to use his methods on them to make them heal and to help them further. All right. So this book, this book, The Breakthrough Experience, is based on the actual Breakthrough Experience seminar that he conducts nearly every week, every weekend, nearly every weekend around the world. If you go to drdemartini.com and go to schedule or go to his coming events, yeah. If you go to that, you'll find the map of all the weekends he's conducting his courses and seminars. The breakthrough experience is one of them. He's got many. But one of them is the breakthrough experience. It's his signature seminar. Is his signature. That's why he conducts it every weekend, nearly around the world. So even though the difference between attending the actual seminar and reading a book is different. That's no question about that. It's different. You go to the seminar, you you meet the guy, you meet other guys, you learn from him directly. It's an experience, it's an actual experience. But to start with, to start with, a book can give you a great view about and tools that you use in your own life, and it gives you a great feel about the actual breakthrough experience seminar. Then if you decide, which I think anybody can 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 benefit from the breakthrough experience, and then when you read the book and have a great feel about it, then you can go on and attend that breakthrough experience seminar. So it's a great introduction, although it's full of insights, full of tools, full of great stories and ways to help you manage your life. It stays an introduction to the actual full experience one-on-one. And I can tell you from my own experience with this guy, that he has some different energy. Like I have no doubts about that. He has some different energy about him, to the point that sometimes he conducts some seminars and some talks and that. Sometimes even I already attended a talk and I know what he's gonna say from start to finish. I know it completely. Even that, and he conducts it again in near my city. Even that, I go again and attend just so I can be close to that great energy. As I said, even I know every word he's gonna say and the sequence of it and everything and examples. Even that, I go back and attend and sit close and of course take a picture with him at the end, have a book signed or whatever. But the attendance itself is great. The attendance itself is great. You have a different energy from this guy, and actually from everybody who attends. You feel a great positive vibe coming from that place where the seminar or the talk is conducted. So I highly recommend, um, even experience it for one time, and if you experience it for one time, you'll be hooked. Sometimes um, he does some free seminars online, some free talks online. You can book that if you just go to drdemartini.com, um, and register, and then they will send you emails requesting if you, I mean, asking you if you want to attend that tele seminar, that webinar, I would say, that webinar. So you can do that. Sometimes uh, around the world he does talks, very cheap talks. I mean, not cheap talks, but cheap prices for the talks. You can attend that to have a feel of what it is, and then there are other prices for the other for his other seminars. So it's not like you're gonna break your bank to have a feel of this guy. You can try for free. You can try for a minimal price and see how it is. I'm sure you'll love it. So what he says about the two, what he says about the two, why it would be impossible to include everything that happens during this extraordinary and intense course, which is the Breakthrough Experience course, the live one. I've blended its universal principles with autobiography, stimulating words from many of the great minds in history, and a host of true stories about ordinary people having extraordinary, astonishing, life moving experiences. And he does that with style. He does that with great style. The science is cutting edge. The philosophy is inspiring and daring. And the intermingling stories are all real. The exercises at the end of each chapter are designed to provide you with the personal experience of the profound and hidden truths underlying your life. And the affirmations and quotations are intended to awaken your true potential. In the pages that follow, you will learn a formula for materializing your dreams. Discover the secrets of opening your heart beyond anything you have imagined. Find out how to increase your love and appreciation for every aspect of your life. Receive profound insights on how to create more fulfilling and caring relationships. Reawaken your birthright as a true genius. Transcend any fears and illusions surrounding the myth of death, and reconnect with your true mission and purpose for life on earth. And the guy is not just talking some empty words. The guy means every single word, and he delivers in extraordinary style. You are about to embark on an experience that has never been put into this form before. Yes, it's never been like this. It's never been put into words like this. It's never been created apart from this guy. He's the one and only one who's created that and who's conducting that live and who's putting the words in this book so you can have a feel about it. And I promise that the time and effort devoted to it will be repaid 1,000-fold. It is my sincere hope that this book will deeply touch and inspire you with respect to your own greatness and potential, and that it will reveal to you the magnificence of every single human soul. This is not just a book. Now, this is not just a book. It is what the title implies, an experience. I think you will find that it is impossible to go through it without being moved, challenged, and changed. Absolutely, absolutely. I can vote for that million times. I can vote for that. It will challenge you, it will change you, it will change your perspective, it will change your feelings, it will change your mind about how to see your previous events, your current events, and your coming events. It will change your whole perspective. It will change you, and it will challenge you because the change doesn't just happen. If something doesn't challenge you, uh, probably it doesn't have that ability to change you. If it doesn't move things inside of you, inside of your heart, if you don't feel things are changing, things are moving, probably it doesn't have the ability to change you. So of course you will be challenged, because let's face it, for whatever years you've lived in this on this earth, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, depends how old you are. No matter how many years you've lived on this earth, you've had a certain way, always had a programmed certain way to look at things, to judge things, to draw feelings of events in a certain way. So for somebody to come any time of your life and change that, that's not an easy task. I I I think everybody agrees to me on that. It's not an easy task. He's gonna change, let's say for example, 30 years of way of thinking in a single book. It's not an easy task, and that's why he needs to challenge you. He needs to put you in different lights, or actually put your events and life in different lights, so you see it from different angle and on different lights, as I mentioned. So the challenge, wait for the challenge, expect challenge, but also expect a change, a positive change, that is. All right. So um, the guy is, what he's saying is, he has a message. He has a message that he loves to share. Okay. He's devoted his entire life since the age of 17 to share that message. We're going to learn about a few things that happened to him when he was 17. He actually was poisoned and nearly died at the age of 17. Um, and then after that, he met another guy, another guru at the time, a 90 something guy at the time, who led him to his to his uh, to his purpose. He clarified his purpose for him, or he helped him to clarify his purpose. And from that day, he had a message to share. He wanted to be a teacher, healer, philosopher, and travel around the world, which he does now. He, all the way he's going around the world, that he doesn't even live on a normal house. He lives on a ship called the Queen, I think. So he's traveling all the time, all the time. Well, as I said before, he's got every weekend a seminar in different country. So that says a lot about how much he travels. He's on the move all the time. So there is a little saying here by Jack Eve Costo. When a man, for whatever reason, has the opportunity to lead an extraordinary life, he has no right to keep it to himself. All right, okay, and that's for all of us. That's for all of us. Let me just put this. Yeah. So that's for all of us, and each and every person of us has a message. You have message inside of you. Yes, I do, you do, everybody does. And whether you know it or not, I'm not saying you know what message you want to share. Sometimes we don't know it for some time. But if you look for it carefully, you will find it. And then when you find that special message inside your heart, there is no reason, there is no fair reason to keep that message to yourself. You have to share it. As Jacques Yves Cousteau said, when a man, for whatever reason, has the opportunity, and not everybody has that opportunity. So, when a man, for whatever reason, has the opportunity to lead on extraordinary life, he has no right, you have no right to keep it to himself. You have to share it. And that's what John, Dr. John Demartini is doing, and he's sharing his message with the world in so many countries and in so many languages. Actually, some of his books and courses have been translated to so many languages. So he's saying, I have a message and I'd love to share it, to share, and I'd love to share. That means so much to me. It is my mission and my service here on earth. I want you to come on a journey with me, a journey using parts of my own life to illustrate the truth that every single one of us has greatness and immortal genius inside. Yes, if you hear another great guru, Les Brown, or Leslie Brown, he's always saying you have greatness in you. You have greatness in you, whether you know it or not. You have greatness in you. You have greatness inside of you. All you need to do is discover it. All you need to do is discover it. Rest assured that it is there. It is in your heart. Greatness in yourself. Greatness that will benefit the world. All you need to do is discover it and share it and let people benefit from it. And that's finding your purpose and the things you can do to help humanity, to help people, to provide a service to other people. So now he's given a slight background about the breakthrough experience and how it started. The breakthrough experience began in 1989 when I was flying from Houston, Texas to Quebec, Canada, to present a program to a group of health professionals. Okay, on the flight, I was meditating. At about 30,000 feet, I had a vision. It came from my inner consciousness and revealed breakthrough to higher power, the vision, inspiration, and purpose seminar. Okay, I saw not only an outline for the seminar but many other details, even the number of people who were to attend. That's the clarity of the vision that come to us when we are in real connection with our consciousness, and that would happen only uh, very few times, of course. And one of the very few times that could happen is in some deep meditation. um, Dr. John Demartini has another book, great book, 60 days to 60 days to an amazing life, and he talks deeply about meditation and another amazing 60 practices, and we will do a review of that book. It's a great book that anyone has to read. It's a great book. It has some 60 powerful practices, and it's coincidence because now he's talking about how he was meditating at 30,000 feet. And just for me, just that's a side note, but for me, whenever I travel, I've read that book many times, but whenever I travel, I have many books, but I take only that one to read on a plane. I don't know why, what's the connection, but why, but I find it when I read that book at 30 or whatever the height is at the plane, 30,000 or something. Whenever I read it on a plane, I feel some real and better connection to the principles and the tools. I absorb more, even the sound and the high sound of the plane, even people are talking sometimes, and it doesn't matter. For me, I feel fully immersed in the greatness of that book. I feel really living the principles and the tools that he's teaching in that great book. So that's a side note, and I will do a full review of it. It deserves that. It deserves a full review of it. But let's go back to the breakthrough. Let's go back to the breakthrough. So he had on his at 30,000 feet flying, he had the vision of breakthrough to higher power, the vision, inspiration, and purpose seminar. So thousands of people in dozens of countries have since passed through the program on which you are about to embark, and their lives have been profoundly changed as a result of their insights and experiences. The vision of the breakthrough experience, as I later titled it, was truly an inspiration. When you follow your inspiration, and he has another book which is called Inspired Destiny. Inspired Destiny. He talks about how to get inspiration, how to be inspired about your 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 purpose, how to find your purpose in the first place, how to be inspired about it, how to get inspiration to find your purpose first. It's another great book of his. So so yeah. Um, when you follow your inspirations and intuition, you grow in self-worth and potential, as well as toward your true capabilities. It's important to follow your vision, intuition, and inspiration so you can achieve what you're here to accomplish in life and on earth. Those inklings are messages. They are links to the highest source of wisdom available to you. Yes, through meditation, you will have the highest source of information and guidance available to you. No other source. No matter how much you read, no matter how much you listen to other people, you have a better, by far the best source of inspiration and guidance to you, which is your own soul, giving you the properly to you the proper guidance and inspiration just suited just for you exactly. So that's better than anything else. That's why it says it's important to follow your vision, intuition, and inspiration so you can achieve what you're here to accomplish in life. Those inklings are messages that are linked to the highest source, because they are links to the highest source, which is the most knowledgeable source, the creator of this world, because it's linked to the highest source of wisdom. It's by far the best source of inspiration and guidance available to you. So, now let's say, just to give you a little bit of a feel about how different is this guy, there's a little passage about religion and science. And I know many people find it sometimes not possible to reconcile between religion and science, either one of them, either science or either religion. They cannot have both. But in my view, there is there's no reason to have either one of them. You can have religion and you can follow science, as long as your religion doesn't contradict science, of course, or at least your interpretation of your religion doesn't contradict science. The reason I'm saying this is for the same religion, two people may have different interpretation. One is interpreting that religion in a certain way that contradicts science and ethics and human principles. Another person, another person interprets the same religion in a way that it goes along with science. It accepts it, it encourages it, and it gives it its place. It respects it, it respects the human ethics, it respects everybody, everything, and everybody. That you don't find any contradiction between his interpretation of his religion and science. Okay, so that's why I said there is no difference and no reason why you can take only one of them, because it depends on your interpretation. The science and religion, they can go hand in hand. Okay, in that sense, he says pseudoscience and pseudo religion struggle and argue, but true science and true religion say the same thing. So here you go. True religion and true science say the same thing. As Albert Einstein once said, science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. All right, those are the great minds of the world talking. Let's repeat that. Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. Although some might argue that the mind is made of an intellectual component and the soul consists of revelatory and inspirational components, I intend, this is Dr. John Demartini, I intend to merge them together to give you an experience that synthesizes both. And that's one of his great differences of other people, of other teachers. He blends the two, the true religion and the true science, in a fantastic way and synthesize them together to give the person a great experience of the two of them. All right, my goal for you is to open your heart wider than you may have ever done before. Yes, to allow you to get clearer about your purpose in life, to help you to become more inspired about the magnificent universe we get to work in, and to enable your human mind to awaken to its divine birthright. Some deep insights there, some deep words. We've been given extraordinary gifts of all the places in the universe that we've explored. We've never come across anything more magnificent than the human body, brain, and spirit. Nothing is more amazing than the inspirations that come through that spirit to the brain, the body, and out in this world. Of course, as I mentioned before, you have no better inspiration and teaching than your own, and guidance than your own inspiration coming from your own soul. We've been given, okay, I remember sitting on the floor in my parents' house when I was 18, and reading Discourse on Metaphysics by the Western philosopher Leibniz. If you know that philosopher, he's considered the last great philosopher, the last great Christian philosopher. I mean, I know there's Christians come after that, but he's considered by many scholars the last great Christian philosopher. I mean, just between on a side note, the teaching of Dr. Demartini is not for Christians, it's not for only, it's not for Muslims only, it's not for Jews only, it's not for atheists only, it's for everybody. Everybody can find, according to his views and religion, inclinations, and beliefs, everybody can have an inspiration of out of his words and teachings. So it doesn't matter if you are Christian or Jews or whatever, or Muslim or whatever, it doesn't matter, because his teachings are universal, and what he deals with is universal laws. So it doesn't really matter. Okay, so the great Western philosopher Leibniz, he believed that humans are wise to acknowledge the loving intelligence of the universe. Although we sometimes personify this great intelligence as a deity and say it's omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent, we often don't perceive it in our individual daily experiences. When things are going our way, we say that our life is all part of this perfection. But when something doesn't go our way, we think, well, here's a little flaw in the perfectionism or the perfection. So now he starts his, all of that was just kind of introduction to his teachings. He hasn't started yet. He hasn't started yet. Now he's starting to touch on his core, his core message, which is the perfection of the world. And when we say perfection of the world, Dr. Demartini especially apply it to the perfection of events. We're going back to the emotional baggage. That if you don't thank the universe for whatever events that happen to you, it will be an emotion baggage that will haunt you later in your life. So we going back, we're touching now on that. All right, and now he quoted Leibniz talking about the perfection of the world. And what's this great philosopher is saying, that we have to acknowledge the perfection of the world, not only not only in events that go our way. If we like some events, we say, oh, there is a perfection in this world. If we don't like some events, we say, well, this is not perfect at all. How come this horrible event has happened to me? How come I had this accident? How come my house burned down? How come I lost a loved one? How come I lost a friend? How come I lost income or money? How come? These are, we perceive them as imperfect events. What this great philosopher is saying, that even in those horrible or catastrophic events, you need to acknowledge the perfection of the universe in your events. And a way of doing that is finding, and Dr. Demartini will teach that later, finding how that event, no matter how catastrophic it seems, how did it benefit you? How did it benefit the world? How did it benefit other people? And he has an exercise doing that. You can take any events that bothers you, and you sit down, you write down for that catastrophic event that really hurt you in the past, and you write down 100 benefit to you, the universe, other people. You write them down. His philosophy, Dr. Demartini philosophy, is that when you sit down and write down all those benefits to you, to other people, to the universe, when you're writing one by one and balancing on the way the feelings, the, the bad feelings, because when you think about that catastrophic event, you'll think about how bad it was for you, how it hurt you, how it got you less money, less people, all of that. Now, by doing the opposite, first you start feeling a little bit better. First you start a little bit better as you go along with writing all the benefits, and there is no catastrophic event without benefits, even it doesn't seem right to you at the beginning. Just keep thinking. That's an exercise for you to do, actually. An exercise for you to do. Find any events in your life that really bothers you. You can do it for many, but start with one that really bothers you. Sit down in a quiet place and write down one by one, 100 reason, 100 benefits to that same event. 100 benefit to you, to other people, and the world, or just to you and other people. All right, just for me, other people, for me, other people. Okay, what you'll feel, do that. This is an exercise for you. When we talk next time, we'll talk about how did you get on with it. But I'm telling you from now that what will happen to you is when you start writing the benefits, you'll feel first a kind of relief, and it will get better and better with the more benefits you write, until amazingly you'll get a tear in your eye once you really balance the events from two sides, bad and good, bad and good. You know the bad already, so you don't need to write that, but you just write the good. And in writing so many benefits, you balance that bad event until you get tear in your eye and you feel relieved for life, because that is Dr. Demartini calls it the collapse process. That bad event collapses completely from your life. You start thanking. So we said the first you feel better. Second, you have a tear in your eye. Third, last step, the more, when you get a tear, just keep writing more benefits. Then you reach the third stage, which is a thank you. So at first you were cursing the event, you were cursing your life, yourself. No matter what you believe in, you were cursing everybody. And then now you go to a stage where you thank the universe, whatever you believe in, you thank God for that that event. It was catastrophic minutes ago. Now you're thanking the universe for it. This is how powerful his teachings are. This is how precise his teachings are. This is called the Demartini method, and it's the collapse process. Um, you go through those three stages. Okay, you go through those three stages. By the way, uh, as we said, first we're gonna review some another book, the another academic book by an academic professor. But actually, we'll do that in another session, so that this session wouldn't be uh, so long for you. So we'll do it in two sessions. So next session we'll do the review of the academic book, which is just to give us a balance on and different perspectives how these great people think and experience the world, and how his teachings can benefit us in different ways, um, academic or metaphysic. It doesn't matter, as long as it helps us to change our lives for the better. And some of the teachers, and one Dr. Demartini is one of them. He blends, as he said earlier, he blends science, true science, and true religion, and true metaphysics, and true different parts of those three. He blends them in a specific and an amazing way to give us a unique philosophy, so that everybody can 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 benefit from. It doesn't matter if you're religious or not, if you believe in science or not, or you believe in metaphysics or not. You'll find a part that you feel at ease with, and you feel acceptable to you. So in this review, we discussed a little bit. We barely touched upon the introduction of this great book, The Breakthrough Experience. I haven't gone through all the chapters. I haven't gone through 90% of it. It's just a little introduction to give you a feel. So as I can see it, we need to do more reviews and parts of this review. Actually, this is, let's consider it an introduction. Then I will do a part one and then part two to have a better view. And I'm sure it will give you some great insights about this extraordinary book and person, Dr. Demartini method. And that collapse process is called actually the quantum collapse process, the one I was talking about. When you balance the benefits and the drawbacks of an event, slowly, the whole thing will collapse, and you will feel a tear in your eye. And then the next stage, when you keep writing the benefits, you will thank the universe or God or whatever you believe in. You will thank them for giving you the opportunity to live that event. And this is amazing. I'm sure it may seem unbelievable at first. At first, it may seem unbelievable, but it is, and it happens. And I urge you to go and do the exercise. Go and do the exercise. Write, take any events that really bothers you. Write, start writing one by one, 100 of benefit to you or other people, and and watch what will happen to you. You will have some amazing insights. Well, uh, and you will go through the stages, the feeling better, the collapse, quantum collapse process, and the thank you. You will feel that. You may not believe it at first, but you will feel it. If you, one thing why people may not do this exercise is they say, well, that was a catastrophic event. I don't see any benefit to it. No, if you keep looking, if you if you keep looking, if you keep looking carefully, carefully on that event, and just concentrate and keep looking carefully, especially if it's uh, past some time since that event happened. You will slowly find find benefits, 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 benefits. Think about yourself, think about other people. What happened after that? How did you change? How your life changed? Things that you don't pay attention to. And actually, it's because of that event. Because of that event, you got to know other people. Because of that event, you got to go to other places. Because to that event, you got another job or got another source of income. You got married out of because of that event. Things like that in the future because of that. It may seem first, well, it's not that events that caused me that marriage, but if you think carefully about it, that marriage, that event, catastrophic events, caused you something catastrophic. Okay, that catastrophic led to another catastrophic thing, and that thing, the last thing, led you to getting married, of the love of your life, and finding the love of your life, which alone can be a benefit, greatest benefit to anybody of us. Well, thank you very much for attending this review. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure, and we will do others, and we'll continue with this book, and then we will do other reviews in due time. Thank you very much, and see you soon.